Hi everyone and welcome to this video with me, Rose from Minerva. Now for today's video we will be looking at a range of patterns and fabrics that are perfect for layering up. So if you're going outside in a simple t-shirt and you just want like a simple cardigan to throw on over top, then these patterns are going to be perfect. We also have a few patterns in here that will be perfect for layering up to make into a more of an outfit rather than just single garments. So we'll start with our first pattern, and that is the Simplicity 1108. Simplicity 1108 is a kimono pattern. It's a very easy to make pattern, so it's perfect for beginners. And depending on the type of fabrics that you choose for this pattern, so you could use a floaty or billowy material, that would work really nicely for all of those styles, but particularly I think for A and B because they do have that draped side. Style C is floor length, so that's a maxi length kimono, and then you have style D, which could be done in two different ways. One is just a plain, and then the other style is with that contrasting band down the front. So you could mix and match the fabrics here, so you could have a pattern fabric for the main part of the body and then a plain fabric that matches some of that pattern for the contrasting bands. Lovely range of sizes. This pattern comes in from XXS to XXL. And you will need a few other things to make this pattern with. So you will need some thread to sew it with, and you will also need some single fold bias tape. So check on the back of the pattern for the specific quantities that you need for the fabrics and the notions of this pattern. The first fabric we have is the block textured stretch knit fabric, and it's made from 95% polyester and 5% spandex. It's a stretch material, so we've got a stretch width of 50% and a stretch length of 50%, so there's a good amount of stretch in this material. Because it's light and floaty, it's got a very nice soft feel to it. I think this would work really well for views A and B that have that drape down the side, of course in the two different lengths as well. So you can see just how much movement this material does have. Now of course the texture of this fabric is what makes it so unique. Not only does it feel very silky and smooth, the texture is just like a geometric style appearance, and it's raised as well, so we have the shapes at the back that are flat, and then the design is actually raised, and it's quite a high raise as well. Comes in around about 5 colours. This is the mauve, so it's like a really deep rose colour, and it's classed as a medium weight fabric. This next fabric is made from 54% rayon, 26% nylon and 20% polyester, and it's a rope textured stretch knit fabric. So again, it's a fabric with a fantastic appearance. It's another raised material, raised fabric feel. It's very silky, soft and smooth, and it does have a really nice drape to it. So the look of this fabric being, it's a rope textured, so it's like plaits or braids going down the fabric. And it does have a slight stretch to it. It's got a stretch width of 20% and a stretch length of 10%. So there's less stretch in it than the previous material, but it still does have a bit of give to it. And I think this would work really nicely for views C and D. So C being the longer style and D being that shorter style, this would work really nicely for them. The previous two fabrics we had were medium weight, and they were also more textured based, so this is a pattern fabric. And it's the Atelier Brunette Seraphine 100% viscose challis fabric. So it's made from 100% viscose, very nice, easy to care for, and the pattern of this fabric, as we can see, is like these abstract leaf design. So we've got the background of like the mustard yellow, nice deep ochre colour, and then we have rust colours, pale pinks and navy coming through this as well. In comparison to the previous fabrics, they had a bit more of a soft, heavier drape to them. This is more lightweight, so it does have a bit more of a crisper feel to it. Would work really nicely for A and B, but it will give a different drape on those sides than the previous two materials. But I think it would look really nice for the style C, which is that long kimono, because this is a fabric that you really want to show off the pattern with. Of course, if you were doing style D and you had that contrasting band around the neckline as well, you could pick out one of these colours, either the pale pink, rust or the navy blue, and have that as that contrasting element. Our next pattern is the Simplicity 8657 pattern, and this is a lovely, easy to make pattern. So it's very simple in design. It does come with a few different style options. For example, there's the tie back, there's the contrasting panels around the arms, and then there's the option to cut it up and put in different fabrics to make a really, really unique garment. So like I said, it's easy to make and it's also really easy to wear because it is very, very loose fitting. Depending on the type of fabric that you use for this pattern, you could have really nice lace fabrics for, say, the crop top. You could use more of a heavier weight jersey for more of a warmer dress. So the options for this pattern can be really quite endless because it is just a nice, simple, basic designed garment. It also opens itself up really well for adaptations, or if you wanted to embellish the garment, so you could put on lace trims or borders, mix and match the fabrics and put on some appliques. So it's a really good pattern to use if you want to be a little bit creative with a simple design. Comes in sizes XXS to XXL, so it's a nice range of sizes there, and the recommended fabrics are like linens, cottons, batiks, chalets, chambray. So there's a nice range of fabrics there that you could use this pattern with. This is the Mind Maker Organic Cotton Crinkle Double Gauze fabric, and it's made from 100% cotton, so it's very soft and nice and comfortable to wear. It's a double gauze fabric, so it's got 2 layers of fabrics, and it's going to be a little bit more warmer to wear than, say, a single gauze, and it's more opaque as well. The gauze does give it a fantastic look and texture. It's such a characterful fabric. It's rustic, it's organic looking, very natural. Being a cotton as well, it does crease slightly, but I think that adds to the quirkiness of this material because it just adds a different depth to it. It's a non-stretch fabric and I have it in sage green colour. It is a plain coloured fabric, but because it has a nice texture to it, it doesn't need a pattern. The appearance of this fabric just stands out by itself. Next up is the Minerva Cool Range Cotton Voile fabric, and it's made from 100% cotton. Being made from cotton, it's very breathable, very easy, soft to wear, easy to sew as well because it's a stable fabric. I have it in the ochre colour, but it does come in around about 30 other colours. For this pattern, if you wanted to put embellishments on over top, like sequins or beads, this is a nice stable fabric to use with this pattern because it will hold those elements nicely. Same as if you wanted to put like a lace border or a trim on the garment. So it doesn't have a flow or a drape to it as such. Those drapes holds nicely. It's more of a crisper material, but it is a very lightweight material. It's incredibly lightweight. And there's no stretch in this material whatsoever, so it's a woven non-stretch material. Similar to the cotton voile we had, this is another lightweight material, but this is made from 100% polyester and it's a single georgette fabric. Now, I have it in pastel blue, but it comes in more than 40 colours, so there's a lovely range of colours on the website. The cotton voile was a bit more crisper in feel, so it didn't have much of a drape or a flow. In comparison, this fabric does. It's much more flowy and floaty, and that's really the characteristic of a single georgette fabric. The texture as well is quite a nice flat texture. It's got an almost sort of crepe-like look to it, but it's not overly pronounced, and it's not shiny either, so it's not a lustrous material. It's nice, flat and matte. If you wanted to make this pattern with several different materials, so you made the layered style, this is a good material to use as the base at the top, because it's a nice sturdy material and it will hold other fabrics underneath it if you were making that layered look. McCall's 8204 is a dungaree pattern, and it comes in 3 different styles. So we've got view A, B and C. A is the shorter style dungaree, B is mid-length, knee length, and then view C is full length. So there's different pocket options for this garment as well. You could have the pockets on the front, or you could have the pockets on the hips, on the legs, or no pockets whatsoever. And it comes in sizes extra small to extra, extra large. Suggested fabrics are twills and linens, more lightweight materials, lightweights and medium weights, because this is more of a summer pattern style really, but it looks really nice layered up over t-shirts, cami t-shirts or blouses. It's a beginner pattern, so it's perfect for anyone who's new at sewing, and it's for woven materials. Anything with, say, maybe a little bit of stretch, up to like 10-20% stretch, will be fine for this pattern. This is the Gabardino polycotton twill fabric, and it's a mixture of a gabardine fabric and a chino fabric. So it's classed as a lightweight to medium weight material. It's not too heavy at all, so it's a nice material for like single layered garments. It does have that twill stretcher running through it, so you've got that diagonal look, and it's made from 80% polyester and 20% cotton. It's a non-stretch material, and it's lovely and sturdy. Being a poly cotton as well, you've got that mixture of polyester and cotton, it does make it really nice and easy to care for. So the colour I have is khaki, but it does come in more than 10 other colours. If you want a fabric that has a subtle pattern to it, not a printed fabric, it's also very soft and sturdy, then this is a fantastic fabric to have. It's the Atelier Brunette Dandy cotton fabric, and it's a velvet fabric, so it does have a really soft, smooth pile to it, but it has appearance of checks. So we've got the lines and the squares to give it that check appearance. So it's almost like a corduroy. It's not a corduroy, but it's almost like one where we have those channels of that raised pile. So the velvet is really nice and soft, and this is a sturdy material. It's made from 98% cotton and 2% lycra, so it does have a stretch width of 20% and a stretch length of 10%. I have it in the forest colour, which is this deep bluey green colour, probably more on the green side than the blue side, but it does come in a couple of other colours, and they're nice deep muted colours as well. This is the Minerva Core Range brushed cotton flannel fabric, and this colour is pink and lilac. It does come in more than 10 other colours, so if pink and lilac isn't your thing, then there's some other colours there on the website for you to have a look at. It's a lightweight to medium weight fabric made from 100% cotton. Brushed cotton, of course, is very insulating, so it's a nice warm fabric, perfect for layering up garments. The one side is that brushed feel, nice, soft, smooth and cosy, and then the other side is slightly less fuzzy. Next up we have the Burer 6315 pattern, and this is classed as a t-shirt pattern / hoodie jumper pattern, so depending on the type of materials that you use. It comes in the 3 different styles. We've got view A with that nice asymmetric well, asymmetric, geometric style front, where it's done in the 2 different colours and the hoodie is done in the grey colour. You could definitely play around with the fabrics with this. If you had patterned fabrics or 2 contrasting patterned fabrics, that would work really nice for this particular style. View B is the jumper, so it doesn't have the hood with it, but the jumper is really nice, comfortable, easy to wear. If ever there was a garment that sort of, you know, says layering up, it's definitely a hoodie or a jumper, because you can make them in a range of fabrics, from your more sweatshirts, your heavy jerseys, or you could, if you wanted to be a bit more fashion forward maybe, is make it in like a heavy lace. That is probably making it a little bit more difficult and more fashion orientated than, say, for warmth or coziness, but it's an option if that's the sort of thing that you wanted to do. And of course view C has that nice high collar. The recommended fabrics for this pattern are sweatshirting materials. We'll stick with them for the moment rather than going with the lace. And you'll also need some cord for the drawstring and a twin needle, all of which you can find on our website. So for view B, which is the jumper, you will also need a rib knit band, and that's going around the waist and round the cuffs. This is a polyester fleece back sweatshirt knit fabric. It's a stretch material, so it's got a stretch width of 30% and a stretch length of 10%, and it's made from 100% polyester. It's such a cozy, warm fabric. We have the knit stretch on the front, the plain side, and then on the reverse, which would be the interior of your hoodie, is the fleece, and it's just so soft, really nice and cozy. Definitely one that you would use for, say, more warmth, layering up for warmth. It does come in more than 10 other colours. I've got it in the red. Being, you know, because there are other colours there, it's going to work really nicely for that style that has that asymmetric geometric cut across the front. You could play around with the different colours, make a really nice standout hoodie with this fabric. Like I've got the red here, you could have the red and the black, that would look quite nice, or red and navy blue. Next up to the fleece backed fabric, this is the fur backed sweatshirt stretch knit fabric, and it's made from 65% polyester and 35% cotton. It's another soft material, and it's another material that has 2 sides. So the first side is the sweatshirt side, and then the reverse is a fur back, and that is really incredibly soft. It's a short piled fur, and you can hopefully just see just how soft this side of this fabric is. This is a stretch material, and it's quite a heavy stretch material, so make sure that when you're sewing with this material you have got a needle that will handle, the ballpoint needle that will handle a thicker material. This has a stretch width of 85% and a stretch length of 15%. So are you ready to see how much stretch this material has? It's got a big amount of stretch to it, a lovely amount of stretch to this material. I have it in the turquoise or the peacock blue, but it does come in more than 10 other colours. And like I said, it's a thick material. Another one that is perfect for keeping warm. This will make a really warm garment. And our last sweatshirt material is a polycotton fleece back sweatshirt, and this is made from 70% cotton and 30% polyester. Again, it does have that fleece back, so it's got a nice warm soft feel to it, and you can see it's just the 2 different colour shades there from the front side to the reverse side. So this has a stretch width of 25% and a stretch length of 10%, so a lot less stretch in this material than the fur stretch, but it does come in more than 30 other colours, and it's a nice affordable fabric to have to make these hoodies out of. Our last pattern is a New Look 6529 pattern, and this is a multi-design pattern. From this one pattern alone, you could have a whole range of outfits. So first style is A, which is a leggings. Again, this could be made in different material styles, so pattern fabrics or plain fabrics. You could have one leg that's patterned, one leg that's plain, there's no limitations there. And of course B, C and D are the top styles. So B has a two length hem, so on the front it's a little bit higher and on the back it's lower. Also has kangaroo pockets and a hoodie that could be removed if you say didn't want those elements. It is a pattern that is purely for knit fabrics, so no woven fabrics in these designs. So jersey, sweatshirt materials, and I'd also go for more of a lightweight to medium weight material rather than a medium weight to heavyweight material. Comes in sizes extra small to extra large. Of course, we're using stretch material, so you will also need a jersey or a ballpoint needle, and you'll need some thread, and for view A you will also need some elastic. First off, we have to mention the colour of this fabric. It's neon green. It's so bright, bold, in your face, definitely a statement making colour. This I think would look great for those leggings. You know, if you had made those leggings out of this material and this colour, and then you had, say, a more of a muted colour for the jumper, would work really well. So it's a colour that if you want to make a statement, it's brilliant for that, brilliant for that. But there are more than 15 other colours available, so if you wanted more of a muted colour, there are other colours available of this fabric. And this is the Minerva Core Range Scuba Stretch Knit fabric. It's made from 95% cotton and 5% spandex, so it is a stretch material, and it's got a stretch width of 40% and a stretch length of 30%, so there is stretch in this material. So like I said, for the leggings, this is a good option. Scuba fabric made from 2 layers of material, 2 layers of knit material, so it's going to be really nice and insulating, lovely and warm to wear. Definitely one for layering up. It's a fantastic medium weight material, and in the different colours you'll be able to create different styles. Next up we have the Meat Milk Pilu Linen Tencel Stretch Knit Sweater fabric, and this is made with equal parts tencel and linen, so we have 50% tencel and 50% linen. It is a stretch material, a sweater knit material, so it has a stretch width of 40% and a stretch length of 15%, so a little bit of stretch in it that way and then a lot more stretch in it that way. It's made from linen, so it's a breathable material, but it is slightly more rougher than the scuba fabric we had. The scuba fabric was very, very smooth, but this is slightly more rough in feel. It's not overly harsh, but it is more lightweight, so I think this would work really well for the jumpers and the hoodies of this pattern. And last but by no means least, we have the Minerva exclusive Dancing Lights Loop Back French Terry Stretch Knit fabric. And this is made from 95% cotton and 5% lycra. It has a stretch width of 30% and a stretch length of 50%, so there's a good amount of stretch in this fabric in both ways, see? Nice amount of stretch. So this is a pattern fabric, it's really fun, bright, bold. We have the navy blue background, and then on top we have like the sprinkles, confetti, paint strokes in blue, green, yellow, light green and pink, so it's a nice fun material. It's also, because it's a loop back French terry fabric, the reverse side is the plain white and it has those loops, so it's going to be really nice and insulating, nice and warm to wear. So this would work well for both, well, for all styles really, the leggings and the jumpers and the hoodies. This is a fabulous quality cotton. It's a medium weight, it's nice and soft against your skin, and it's also a sturdy material, so this is a sturdy knit. So if you're new to using stretch materials or fabrics and you want to want to start with stretch materials or knitted materials, then this is a good fabric to choose because it is sturdy rather than say more of like a slinky jersey material. That's the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed going through these easy layering patterns and their fabric pairings with me. If you have any comments or questions, do put them in the comment section below and we'll do our best to get back to you. And don't forget that all the patterns and the fabrics mentioned in this video you will find in the description box. And if you haven't already, you can join our community by creating a free account. And when you do join, you can follow other crafters, see what they've made, what they're making, and you can also post about your own makes on your profile. Tag me in what you've made with these fabrics and these patterns because I'd love to see them. So thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you next time.